Hey guys, my name's Colin and this is my review of the Nike ZoomX Zegama after 100 kilometers. So let's get right into it and start things off with the fit. True to size. I'm a size 10.5 in all my Nike runners and almost all my sneakers in general. These are a size 10.5 and they fit great. The forefoot in the ZoomX Zegamas is a little bit wider compared to other Nike runners. The overall lockdown in the forefoot and midfoot are really good in my opinion. I did notice a little heel lift initially on the first few runs, but after breaking this upper in a little bit and being able to lock down the laces a bit tighter, the heel eventually felt very secure and locked in. So next up is the upper. So the upper of the ZoomX Zegama is mostly perforated mesh in the forefoot and midfoot, and some almost knit style overlays here in the heel and ankle area with a little bit of an ankle gaiter that's supposed to keep some debris out. Also has a more traditional pull tab here. The lace loops on this upper are very similar to the other Nike trail running line, like the Terra Kygers and some of the Pegasus Trail. There's a little extra reinforcement here around the toe. I don't feel like it gives that much protection, but I think it will give a little more durability. There's also some really comfortable Achilles pillows around your ankle and Achilles area. Also, the tongue is gusseted inside here, so that's not going to be moving around on you at all. So next up is the cushion. So the cushion of the ZoomX Zegama is the big exciting part because there is a slab of ZoomX in this midsole encased by another type of foam. When it comes to this version of ZoomX, don't expect that feeling you get from the Alpha Fly and Vaporfly. I've ran in both of those and you get that crazy bouncy feeling. This is definitely not that feeling that you get from that road version of ZoomX, and it's not even like the Nike Invincible Run ZoomX setup either. As a matter of fact, this version of ZoomX feels a lot like Nike React to me, which isn't a bad thing. This sneaker is super comfortable, and I find the more I run in it, the more comfortable it becomes. Overall, the comfort and cushion in the Zegama is awesome. They did add a 4-foot rock plate, as you can see here in those little yellow openings. Also, the heel stack here initially gave me a little bit of worry when it came to stability left and right. But again, the more I broke in this shoe, the more it felt just connected to my foot, and I didn't even think about the heel stability being an issue when I was bombing down hills. So next up is the traction. The traction on the Zegama is so bad when it comes to wet conditions that I would say it's borderline dangerous. You have a decent amount of lug tread here that's spread out really nicely, and I thought that they had possibly changed the rubber compound when it came to the Zegama for a possible improvement when it came to wet conditions, but nope, these are absolutely terrible in wet conditions. I would recommend you not even try to bring these into wet conditions because you're going to be slipping and sliding everywhere. It's dangerous on wet rock. They're just so bad. I don't understand why Nike can't figure out traction in wet conditions when it comes to their trail runners. I'm not sure if they only wear test in places like California or other really super dry places. I will say on the dry days, these really stuck quite well in all conditions, and I was kind of excited at first because I initially ran in these when it was dry out, but the few times I did take it in the wet, even after these were broken in, they were really bad. And I do find even after 100K that the lugs seem to be wearing down maybe a little quicker than some of the other models that I've run in previously. But overall, again, just to reiterate, the traction in these is bad in wet conditions. And I just wish Nike could do something finally about it because I really love the comfort of all of their trail runners. So next up is the weight, and these are weighing in at around 11 ounces for a men's size 10, which is really not that bad, but they do feel a little bottom heavy. Next up is the drop. So this is a 4 mil drop from heel to forefoot. So you have 37 millimeters of stack in the heel and 33 mils mils of stack in the forefoot. So the final verdict on the Nike ZoomX Zegama is, so if this had good traction, this would be the best Nike trail runner to date, in my opinion. Aside from the terrible traction, this is like Nike's version of the Speed Goat. But the traction in wet conditions is almost unusable and borderline dangerous when it comes to wet routes and rocks. Usually I don't talk about price very often, but because the traction is so bad in these, I do think that these are really overpriced. I know that they've jacked up the price quite a bit in these because of the ZoomX foam, and I would understand if the traction was legitimately good. But since the traction is piss poor in wet conditions, I think these are extremely overpriced. And that's about it, guys. That's my review of the Nike ZoomX Zegama after 100 kilometers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.